Next news. Breaking news from the White House. People can search your historical travel information for 30 days. Stop right there. Read that again with me. 30 days. Every car, not a suspect, not a warrant. Every car passing a flock camera gets logged, time-stamped, mapped, and stored like you work for the regime and owe them your whereabouts. That's the detail that blew the story wide open for me. Then you stack on Houston citizens cutting these things down, LAPD bailing over civil liberties, and Flock's own people smearing critics as terrorists. This is not a safety tool. This is a corporate tracking grid. And wait until you hear who Flock compared ordinary Americans to. 700,000 crimes a year. Josh Thomas bragged while Flock stored everyone's movements. That's the con. You can hear it the second he says it. They sell you a big number, then they hide the dragnet underneath it. And look at the mechanism. Flock cameras snap a time-stamped image of every vehicle police can search, 30 days of travel history. Now Ben Jordan says it plainly. Build that map out and it functions like a GPS on your car for an entire month. You feel the shift, right? We're not talking about catching one bad guy. We're talking about Larry Ellison-backed tech power, compliant local governments, and police agencies building a searchable movement database on innocent Americans. Church, gun range, school board, campaign stop, pro-life event. All of it sits waiting for whoever controls the query box. When even LAPD says civil liberties and civil rights concerns are too big to ignore, that tells you that this thing got so toxic even Blue City cover artists couldn't keep selling it. When police can mine 30 days of your movements, you start thinking about every hidden thing elites ignore. A 35-year-old man had a worm moving in his eye after eating uncooked fish. And the World Health Organization says that 1 in 2 affected by parasitic infection prevalence is real. That can fuel brain fog, chronic fatigue, IBS-like symptoms, pain that won't go away, even severe chronic conditions. Parasite Purge features Jonathan Otto's full-spectrum parasite elimination protocol, a typical cleanse alternative with a science-backed parasite formula plus red and near-infrared light therapy for healthy cellular function and natural detoxification processes. You also get free bonuses, including the 10-day intensive parasite detox protocol to prepare your body, support the cleansing process, and maximize your results. Go to purgemyparasitesnow.com. Use code NNN45 to save 45% for a limited time. Stop letting hidden invaders run wild. So at least half a dozen flock cameras were cut down across Harris County. That's not internet noise. That's physical revolt. And the part that jumped off the screen at me, Houston police still can't lock up a single person because, as the report says, nobody in the city is assisting them. Think about that. Public trust in the surveillance racket cratered so hard the people around it just folded their arms and let the cameras fall. That tells you where this country is heading right now. I'm going to walk you through the receipts and the posts that are blowing this whole thing open. Police in Houston are panicking, have started an immediate investigation as citizens continue to destroy flock cameras across the city. The police are struggling to make a single arrest because nobody in the city is assisting them with the investigation. Public distaste for the cameras growing nationwide.
According to a crowdsourcing map, this is a flock camera. Well, it used to be. If you take a little bit of a closer look, you can tell it looks like it's been cut down. And the camera itself, it's nowhere to be found.
Growing distaste for flock cameras is manifesting in Harris County 2 ways. Through public means.
Having flock in Harris County makes us less safe. It puts all our county's residents' lives at risk of mass surveillance.
And vandalism.
That there was no rhyme or reason to where these cameras were placed. The county essentially allowed flock to take over our streets by placing ALRPRs anywhere they pleased.
Eyewitness News has found at least half a dozen flock cameras cut down across Harris County. Houston police saying so far no one has been arrested, but they are investigating. The destruction comes as county commissioners voted unanimously Thursday to amend their contract with Flock, not to restrict Flock, but to ensure the device is available for use countywide. The cameras collect information and can be accessed by agencies who have contracts with the company, like law enforcement. Experts tell ABC 13 public distaste for the cameras is growing nationwide, along with concerns for mass surveillance, privacy, and data sharing.
For many in society, they're looking at what the negative unintended consequences may be if this information gets leaked or someone uses it and finds itself in the wrong hands.
Flock saying on their website they do not sell data to third parties and that all searches are recorded. According to Flock's website, their product is different from traditional security cameras. While security cameras capture an area, Flock says their system uses machine learning to take clear photos of license plates and store it with a physical description of the cars.
Good God. So Houston voters are ripping the cameras down. Cops can't even get help finding the people doing it now. Let's go to Los Angeles, where LAPD is walking away from Flock over privacy and civil liberty concerns. LA Police Department ending its contract with Flock cameras over civil liberties. Officers have confirmed that these cameras collect data on Americans. The contract set to expire and will not be renewed.
LAPD says that it helps them in tracking down suspects involved in a crime. Now, some people in the community like that surveillance. Others say that it violates their privacy. LAPD says that concern is what led to its decision.
Well, this contract's not being renewed because of serious concerns around civil liberty and civil rights issues, particularly around privacy and the data that's being collected from these cameras. So the LAPD had to make a difficult decision of continuing, in this case, discontinuing using Flock services until we can get those data, privacy, security, and sharing concerns ironed out through a contractual relationship.
LAPD's contract with Flock ends tomorrow, and their tech department is not sure if the cameras will still be recording. LAPD doesn't own the cameras. In many cases, they are owned by organizations and homeowners associations who have allowed police and the city to have access to them. Now, LAPD says it is having ongoing conversations with the company in revising the agreement. They want updated language around privacy and the storing of data to be included in this new agreement. I've reached out to Flock for a comment about this, and I am still awaiting a response.
And you'll keep waiting, I'm sure. So even major Blue City Police Department admitting there's serious privacy problems. Next, here's Flock's CEO smearing Americans pushing back as the equivalent of Antifa-style terrorists. CEO of Flock has labeled everyone opposed to Flock cameras terrorist organizations comparable to Antifa. That's how they view regular Americans pushing back against their mass surveillance.
We've got organizations like the ACLU and the EFF who take an above-board approach to fight for their point of view. And thankfully, we live in a beautifully democratic, capitalistic country where we can fight in court. And I have a lot of respect for those groups because they have reasonable debates and we follow the law. And then unfortunately, there's terroristic organizations like DFLOC, whose primary motivation is chaos. They are closer to Antifa than they are anything else. And that, I think, is unfortunate because we don't want chaos, or I don't want chaos. I like law and order. I like a society that has a bedrock of safety. So for those groups, I think it's just disappointing that they haven't chosen a more constructive mannerism to try to get what they want, which they have a right to have. But that's why we have a democratically elected process, right? Like we're not forcing Flock on anyone. Elected officials know that as a community, you want to be safe.
So that's the arrogance at the center of the operation. Question mass surveillance. They brand you the enemy. Up next, the real issue. Police can search 30 days of vehicle data, creating what critics say is a backdoor GPS log for every car. DC Drano says creating a de facto GPS tracker system for all cars is unconstitutional. Abolish the Flock cameras.
Flock license plate readers take a time-stamped photo of every vehicle that passes every camera. Police can search your historical travel information for 30 days.
This creates a searchable database of everyone, not just the suspects of crime.
Security researcher Ben Jordan.
And it's like if you were to build a graph of that sheet, and plot it to a map, now it's as if you've had a GPS on your car for an entire month.
By your own publications, 700,000 crimes a year are solved with Flock?
Flock Safety Chief Communications Officer Josh Thomas.
Reported crimes in America, yeah. So there's a lot more that probably are being helped that aren't being reported. But yes, we have about 700,000 crimes that we are aware of that are being solved in part with evidence that's derived from a Flock Safety device.
In order for that historical data to be of investigative value, you have to track every car for 30 days.
Again, I would challenge you on the word track. Tracking the whole of your movements is very different than knowing that you passed by one specific camera, 24 specific cameras. Those are different things.
And then the examples of tracking that vehicle from location to location to location.
But Flock's own webinars talk about its license plate reader's ability to track vehicles and people.
If you want to know how bad this Flock camera situation is, just watch the first 24 seconds of this video. Flock says its cameras don't track people. Its own training videos say otherwise. I watched this, my mouth literally dropped within 24 seconds. I'll play a little bit more for you, but just this first part is wild. Pay very close attention to when he says, this is a police department and these are all the other agencies and departments that it's sharing its information with. It's mind-blowing. It's literally crazy. Watch this.
In Boulder, Colorado, inside a small coffee shop.
The brighter areas are where the really high density of Flock cameras are.
Will Freeman runs the largest police camera tracking system in the nation.
If you click on any of these police departments, it'll show you who they're sharing with. So the lines going outward are the agencies that can access their data directly.
It's called DFlock. The app shows where the cameras are and which way they're pointed. How many cameras have you mapped?
88,970 cameras at the moment.
Why did you want to do this?
The main reason is to show people how invasive this is.
Wow. So if police can search a month's worth of travel history, Americans have every reason to push back. Now one says Flock's legal team is trying to shut that pushback down with a cease and desist.
We have received a cease and desist order from Flock Legal Safety Affairs. Fuck you, Peter Thiel. Fuck you, Larry Ellison. I do not give a shit. Any false or fake news post pertaining to Flock cameras or CEO major shareholders will result in legal action. Sincerely, Flock Group Dan Haley, head of legal affairs. Okay, here's the deal. A couple weeks ago, I dropped some videos where I said you could get free Fuck Flock stickers on my website and you shouldn't put them on cameras. I then decided to go start making hats that block your face from facial recognition. Furthermore, I made very copious amounts of very mean memes toward Larry Ellison and Peter Thiel and also Donald Trump because I don't like politicians. Folks, we have received a cease and desist on this and they told us to stop. I am not fucking leaving. We still have Fuck Flock stickers. Go get them if you want them. Rock and roll.
Oh my goodness. Closer to Antifa. Flock's CEO said that, branding DFlock a terroristic organization. There it is. There's the mask coming off on camera. Flock built a system that logs ordinary drivers for 30 days. Then when Americans push back, their CEO doesn't debate the privacy nightmare. He smears the public as extremists. Well, Dan Haley's legal team fires off cease and desist threats. LAPD is dumping the contract over civil liberty and civil rights issues. You can watch the split screen in real time. The public spotted the trap. Houston residents started tearing cameras down. Los Angeles backed away. Flock panicked and started name-calling. That's what happens when techno-authoritarians get cornered. They don't defend freedom, they defend the database. LAPD let the contract expire. Every mayor and county board should follow tonight. Rip the contracts out. Name every official who wired Flock into your streets. Demand the records, the vendor agreements, the retention policies, the search logs, all of it. Because once police can punch in your plate history for 30 days, you do not live in a free country anymore. You live inside a digital checkpoint system dressed up by consultants and sold by legal goons. And look, the good news is right in front of us. Houston showed the revolt is real. LAPD showed the retreat has started, and Flock showed its panic by smearing citizens and threatening critics. That means the surveillance lobby got caught. So push harder, call it out locally, hammer city officials, expose every contract, abolish the camera grid before these people turn every public road in America into a searchable file on you and your family. And make sure you're getting the news when it happens, not when YouTube decides to surface us in the search results or maybe send you a notification. See, I've read your comments. I'm just as frustrated as you are. And that's why I'm personally paying for this service. I set it up. Thousands and thousands of patriots are already signed up. They're getting the notifications that YouTube never sends. Why? Because I'm sending them to your phone directly. We're bypassing them altogether to make sure you get what you ask for. Make sure you text raw feed to 844-840-4963 and get on the insider list right now.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this. Share this now.